Hey guys, this is Fan Expo Part Day 3.
Alright, and so what did we do? How did we start the day?
Oh.
We went to, how to get Rosario Dawson's autograph. Right, because Sunday was the one and only day that she was there at the Fan Expo Chicago. Okay. And what was that experience?
It was about my little Axolotl, and I had to get the first name from Rosario. So it was all Ahsoka series people to name my little Axolotl.
What do you mean? What do you mean it was all the Ahsoka people?
So in part 2 of the recap, it was we went to the Ahsoka panel, and my question was, can you name my little Axolotl? Because I got out on that day, I'm like, I don't know what to name this little guy. So I went to the panel. And
Where'd you get that? What was it from?
At the Pink Yoda, she sells Grogu's that have hair, and they move.
All customized, hand-painted Yodas, and she had axolotls, right? Yeah. She had Grogu's and axolotls.
But what was your axolotl looking like? It looked like a wolf cat.
So if you don't know what a wolf cat looks like, it looks like this. So the ears, that's what, the ears practically are what the wolf cat looks like.
So this is the actual axolotl that you had, right? And Diana Lee named it, the middle name Ohana.
Yes, Ohana, that means family in Hawaiian.
And then Eman named it with the help of the audience. Named it Bridger. For the last name. So now you needed a first name. So instead of you naming it the first name, you decided you were going to go to Rosario Dawson and have her name it.
Axolotl?
Yeah.
She had Diana and Eman name it the middle name and the last name. So what's the middle name?
So the middle name is Ohana.
Ohana.
Yeah.
That was Diana's name. Yeah. And then Eman Bridger. Yeah, said Bridger. So if you don't have to do it right now. She'll try to get you at the panel.
I want to.
Oh, your name?
I'm Isabel. I'm Isabel all the way.
Ooh, Isabel? Isabel Ohana Bridger. Do you love it?
Or you can say Isabel.
All right.
So basically, Isabel Ohana Bridger.
Yes.
Okay.
And then for the nickname, I named the nickname Jabba.
The nickname Jabba, right?
People were thinking Jabba.
They were thinking Jabba is the first name, but I like.
And at the end of the day, you went back to share the full name.
You went back to
with Diana and Eman, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then after we got those pictures, right, we headed over. We had some time before going to the Jim Cummings panel.
Yeah, so we went to the 501st
First
to
for
get some
pictures.
pics.
Yeah. We went and we got a bunch of pictures with the volunteers of the 501st who dress up in cosplay as various Star Wars characters, right? And they make, and what's great about it is that there are so many different 501st groups throughout the country. And this was called the Midwest Garrison, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And so they, all of the backgrounds, the images, they had one section that looked like a trash compactor, right? Those are all things that they make.
They make them.
They make those. It's not like something you can easily order. Right?
Yeah, the first day you got to recreate the iconic scene, right? From
That was the second day.
No, first day you were dressed as Leia, so you needed to make sure that you got pictures.
Second day was Leia.
Oh, second day was Leia. That's
Second
right.
day. Yeah.
Right.
So second day
was the
was
Thursday.
Leia. So you recreated the trash compactor scene.
They even had the Dianoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So that was nice. So we went there for a little bit, right? And then we headed over to the Jim Cummings panel.
Yeah.
And how was that panel? Why was that important to go to?
Because he's Pooh Bear, and I love Pooh Bear, and he's also Tigger. He's a lot of characters that I love.
Pooh Bear, Tigger, he's Pete.
From Mickey Clubhouse, I think.
And he's also the voice of Tanaka.
Hondo.
Right? Okay, so not only is he in the animated series, but it's also his voice at Galaxy's Edge.
Right, on which ride?
The
Smuggler's Run? Yes, right? At the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. All right.
And soon, when we go back to Magic Kingdom, Tiana's Bayou, adventure, right?
And
He's the
so
voice of
Ray,
Ray, the
the
firefly.
firefly. And so the really funny because someone asked a question about his role and like because in the end his friend that's the voice of the bad guy actually squishes his character. In
Oh
the
my
movie.
goodness, right. And what was your question for Jim
My
Cummings?
question was, how did you get into voice acting?
Okay. All right. And then so that was a great, a great experience, right? We have the whole panel up on our YouTube channel.
And especially when he shares the many voices, right? I mean, from my childhood, Darkwing Duck and this- yeah.
Well, I actually am watching this new
This year?
version of DuckTales.
Oh.
And in the end of one of the series, Darkwing Duck was in it. I'm like,
appeared.
Mom, you come here. So yeah.
All right. And then after that panel, we were able to go back to Artist Alley.
Yeah, Sally.
And we walked around and where we saw one of the, every day that you were there, you were watching how this one artist was painting, right, with watercolors.
Watercolors.
Yeah, watercolor. So there's this artist that draws a photo and then he has other people that do watercoloring and other stuff. And
That bring the picture to life.
yeah, so they sell the black and white copies or the color copies.
Nice. So what did you end up with?
I end up with Harrison Dula, Ahsoka Tano, and Darth Vader with his hilt.
But it was a special moment, right? Because didn't somebody gift those to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wanted them, and he was friends with the artist
That was doing the watercoloring.
that was doing the watercolor, and he sat there and paid the artist for the photos.
Yeah, that was pretty.
So that was very special for someone who has never met you before, who doesn't know you. That definitely is a big thing. And then from there, right, we went to another artist that we know,
Yeah.
right? Joe
Joe Caroni.
Caroni.
The last time we met them was at Philly, and he gave me this Ahsoka photo that was out of this galaxy.
Right, it was really cool, right? They're so good.
So
So
And
we
then,
actually took a photo of this person that was dressed as Ahsoka, and then he made it into art.
it's somebody you actually follow on Instagram, right? It was
Yeah.
Ray Kennex.
Yeah, I think so.
And then what did we buy? We ended up buying
A Rey and Kylo Ren photo, and so it has their faces going in one direction, and then it looks like they have this a full image of them in the bottom, and it looks like they're fighting. I'm like, Mom, I dressed as this Rey today. I want to get the Rey photo, but look at the Kylo Ren. It looks like they're fighting together if you put them together.
so that was those were really good prints that we bought from him.
Yeah.
Right? And then we moved over to Brittany Ann art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we had interviewed her the day before.
Yeah.
So you had interviewed her. It was one of your first interviews that you've done with someone. So that's going to be
That's
very
special.
interesting.
Yeah,
Because
we're gonna
what
post it.
we're going to do, we're going to post it. And what we're going to do is we're going to look back, 5 years from now. And you're going to be like, Brittany Ann was one of the first ones you interviewed, right? You interviewed her and you interviewed, Pink Yoda.
The Pink Yoda.
And so that's going to be, hey, this is your first time doing it. And years down the road, when you're moderating panels and when you're interviewing all of these stars in the future, you're going to see, everyone's going to be able to see where you came from and where you are now, because that's the stuff that you really like doing, is asking people.
Yeah, what do you think? You're a pro because you started off asking
I
the
used-
celebrities questions?
Yeah, I always want to ask a question. I don't have a question for them. I can always ask. Then I went to what's her name's panel because Rosario's panel because it was just by herself and I dressed as Ahsoka and I have to wear this headpiece just like her. I can't ask Ashley because she's the voice actor. She's not wearing it. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it's right. But every panel we go to, you take that opportunity to ask, these actors very important questions.
Yeah.
Right. All right. And then so after we did that, right? After we saw all of our friends in Artist Alley, it was time for the Rosario Dawson panel, right? And how was that?
Great.
She did a cartwheel.
Oh yeah, cartwheel.
Cartwheel, yes, because there was a bet that she had with the moderator, saying that they had they between them they had said in the past that the next time they were going to get together.
If you do cartwheel, I have to do a cartwheel.
Yeah. So they both did it. They both started the panel with a cartwheel.
Yeah.
Which was good. And one of the great things that that we've realized and that Rosario actually called out was she told the moderator that even though we've done, the both of them have done panels in the past, how he always comes up with different questions. So what's great is that even though this is our maybe third panel that we saw her on, there were different questions. It was a different experience. So it's not one of those things where once you see one, you've seen them all. Right, you get to experience it over and over, and then have another opportunity to ask them a question in front of so many people.
If you do like one panel that you see that person, you come up with a different question. Like the next time, you're like, "Oh, I have a question for that person that I never asked." Like I forgot last time I wanted 2 questions, but I only did 1.
Yeah. And then, because of timing, because of scheduling, because there's always so much stuff going on in these panels.
Yeah, like sometimes you have to like stop, like after this panel at the same time with this one. So I have to get out this one because this one, go to the other one.
So we had to leave the Rosario panel a little bit early because we had to make time. We had a 4:00 ticket for Hayden Christensen autograph, right? And we definitely didn't want to miss that, right? Anytime we get to see Hayden, right, we take advantage of that. And then and Hayden is just he's just incredible, isn't he? Just to think back at the recap of everything, even in the past, but specifically this weekend, I still get the hair still rise up on my arm, stand up on my arm, because just the fact that when we walked in the first time he saw us the whole weekend, it was the father-son duo picture, right? And he turned to Mark and he goes, "This is one of the nicest families you'll ever meet." Like, it was awesome, right? It was such a great experience, and
my mind blown. Like, I'm like,
yeah, like Hayden is definitely someone that really loves his fans and really, just thinks about it and is not just like, oh, okay, here's the next one, okay. Like he truly genuinely cares about his fans.
It's usually awesome. Just like an assembly line, right? It's like, come in, stand there quick. They want you out because they have so many people waiting online. But before he even did anything, I can't believe we were going to get our picture. What did he ask you for again?
A hug.
A hug, yes. Right?
It's so like, come here.
Pause the assembly line so that he can give you a hug. And then Mark Hamill, you saw Mark Hamill got jealous. So after the picture was taken, said, "Hey, I need a hug too." Right?
Did I put this
pulled
in
you
the
back
day, like the
to
day
rehab,
one?
yeah.
But it's such a great. It was so good.
That doesn't happen to everyone.
No, it doesn't. It's a memory that we will have for the rest of our lives.
I still can't get over that Mark Hamill then asked to pull you back and take a photo.
Another
just
photo with just the three of you.
Yeah.
No, I want this photo.
Right? The photographer was just like, what am I supposed to do? Next.
I want a photo. Like, he wants it. He's a big star. Like, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, you have to follow a celebrity because they're big. If they want something.
You have to listen, yeah.
And I was just standing off to the side like, is this really happening?
Right.
Yeah, like, you guys fainted.
So now when
then because every time you see Hayden, you make something. So what did you make this time?
Made because for the second day I was Leia, and we had what was it, photo?
Mm-hmm.
We had the father-son photo when you were Leia, yeah.
So I made this best father in the galaxy because I was Leia, and it says Family Kenzie in the bottom, aka at Max Reba.
Right, and he saw that, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it, right? And then what did he do? He turned to me and asked me if I was fine with that.
Is Dad okay? Is Dad okay with that?
Father in the galaxy.
Well, it did say from your little, what is it? Your little Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Like practically as character-wise.
Character-wise.
Sure.
This is
all good.
real life-wise, like.
Oh.
Love you. So. Yeah, all right, and then I kind of rounded the day, and then we went back to see, well, that's when after that picture, right? Now you had the first, middle, and last name axolotl. So that's the time that we went back and we
day 3. That's right. We
Day
had our
3.
picture with Mark. She was dressed as Ray.
People forget.
wow.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
she was dressed as Ray.
That's
right. So we had day 3. We had a picture with
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
That's just our family photo. That was in the
Right.
morning,
Where was
actually.
the autograph?
That was so the picture
The autograph was on the second.
second day.
Second day.
So and Mark Hamill
And
loved
the
your
picture
picture.
we came back, right, and you were Ray.
Yeah, who was I in the first day?
You were Ray.
Retro armorer.
Retro
Oh
armorer.
my god.
You
Wait,
were-
so that's right. So day 2 is when you had the father-son team up with Hayden Christensen, Mark Hamill, and then we followed up, and Mark Hamill recognized you
Yes.
Yeah.
from when you were getting your autograph signed by him, and you had a special picture you presented him. Who did you have again with? What was your picture for Mark?
My picture for Mark was Luke Skywalker because in one of the scenes of The New Hope, Obi-Wan gave him Anakin's lightsaber because in
That's
the
right.
Revenge of the Sith, Anakin's lightsaber was on the ground, so Obi-Wan picked it up. And
Right.
then in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Obi-Wan dipped like a hole and then put the box in with his lightsabers.
Oh.
And so then he took it out in the end.
So, but what was your picture? So it had him
It
holding
was
the lightsaber?
him looking at the lightsaber like this,
Ooh.
and then I shaded like the face like on the side of the lightsaber because like the light is shining off him. Then it was like outdoors, so I drew his like hut, and there was sand with R2-D2 and C-3PO in the background.
And he really loved that one too.
Yeah.
He took some time to look at
It
that.
took some time and right, and his handler went to go, put it in a safe spot. And he's like, no, he goes, I want a picture with it and her, right? So that was great.
Special.
That was very special. That's not, that's an experience
like
that
not common.
that
No.
many people will not get. But yeah, so right, okay, so now we went back to Diana and to Eman, and we told him what the name was. We told him safe travels, right? It was wrapping up. They were closing up. We closed out the joint, right, all the way until 5 p.m. Rosario still had a line, right? Because Rosario had finished her panel, and then she went back to finish signing the autographs. There were a couple of people that were late, but they stayed, right? They stayed back, and I think one of the great things about these fan expos is the staff that help run it. In particular, we have our friends Brad and Rob, right? And there are one or two others that were there that really make every single fan expo run as smoothly as possible with the autographs and the celebrities.
You have to come up because other people, you want to spend time with them, but other people want to. It's closing, you have to move if you want to.
Yeah.
She's only there that day.
Oh, Rosario, right.
Rosario.
And people, it was a big line, and it's the end of the day, it was almost closing soon. So, you have to move on. I know, maybe it's your first time. You can buy another one at GSA.
Right.
Come on.
But they want
just
to,
get
but they
an
want to
autograph,
make sure that everyone gets a fair experience,
experience,
right? So that everyone that either prepaid for it or wants to pay to have a photo with her or an autograph, right? They make sure that everyone gets seen, right? So I think that they do a really good job making sure everything runs smoothly, right? And then at the end of the day, what was the biggest takeaway?
Is Mark Hamill.
Right, we took home Mark Hamill, right? He came home with us. He traveled home
It
with
was the
us.
sign. The sign.
Oh, it didn't take home
The
Mark
sign.
Hamill?
I
Oh,
wish I
okay.
did. I wish we did.
Right? Have him come and visit and hang out with us, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it
So
was.
this was funny. So my dad talked to his friends that were that worked in the fan expos, and he asked for any Star Wars signs, and so yeah.
Which is great because
Yeah.
instead of
And
them
so-
throwing them away and
Yeah.
and having it in the garbage,
Yeah.
we just repurpose it, right?
And so he was getting the sign. It was on the white thing, and it's practically light. So when the light shines through it, you can see it. So I saw the face, and I saw Mark. That's the only thing.
And I
that
was
left.
trying to
And
hide
like,
it, right?
Mom,
I was trying
Mom,
to show the white
I
side
think
of
we
it.
got Mark Hamill. So
Right? And then you came right up to me and you're like, is that Mark Hamill? And I really wanted to show this, turn it around and show it. But like you said, the light came through it. But it was awesome, right? And then we had to get out of there with it. right?
Yeah,
That
so
was fun.
everyone was like, so just like, you got Mark Hamill?
Like, how did you get that?
Yeah.
We had to use the Force. We did Jedi mind tricks on people.
You will give the Mark Hamill sign to us.
But yeah, that was great, right? And luckily we drove to Chicago.
Drove.
Right, 13 hours.
It didn't
But,
feel like
yeah.
13 hours. Like when we drove there, it was like
That's because you slept.
12. No, it felt like 13
Longer.
hours when we drove there.
Well, that was because when you're driving to a place, you're excited about it. So it's hard to, you just want to get there. But after the event, you're tired because you've had a non-stop experience, long days on your feet and running around here, there, everywhere. So,
But it doesn't just stop there, right? With, it's not just, oh, here's the 3 days and now the Fan Expo is over, right? Because we get to look at
convention
all of the
blues.
stuff that we
and
that
they
we
always
bought.
come like next year because they happen like
Right.
every year.
But we
so-
get to, but it goes on for days because we look at, the next video that we're going to do is all of the autographs that we got and everything that we purchased and it's great memories that last, right? So the experience of going to a con is that there's so much, right? Between, in all, you can, there's things for you to buy from vendors, there's artwork that you may not be able to find online and you get to actually see what it looks like and sometimes they have different sizes and you have the opportunity to talk to the artist. They have, for us, we're big Star Wars fans, so the 501st is big for us.
Yeah, even the Galactic Academy that I'm in, so the Galactic Academy is like young cosplayers, like you dress up, and like it's particularly like the 501st or like the
Rebel Legion.
Yeah.
like for kids. So they give out cards that like the parents say, hey, my kid's we're like gonna come this like con, like and then they give out like the cards on their tables.
And Mommy underestimated giving out your cards. Usually, we take a whole bunch and we have quite a few left over. But
then, like the last day, like no more cards. And so we have this. Well, before we even had the cards, it was this thing on the lanyard that said at Macbebo, and it was a scan
QR code,
QR code.
Yeah.
So you just give out your lanyard, they snap it.
And now what we've done is we made it into a little card so people can take it home and they can always...
Yeah, so if they're online and they're moving and they're almost in, like you can do it later.
yeah, because it's busy.
Yeah.
People are either busy or even some cosplayers with their costumes, they don't have the ability to take out a phone and take the scan it or even have pockets for the.
Yeah, but their friends maybe.
Sometimes,
Right,
but that's why.
But giving them the card, but then when they're done for the day and they go back, they change out of their cosplay uniform, they can have that card and be like, okay, now I have my phone near me. Let me go ahead and let me see how great Max Rebo's YouTube channel is and
everything.
And that's what's great too, because it's not just about meeting the celebrities, right? It's about you've been fortunate. Yeah, you've been fortunate to meet people who share your love and passion for Star Wars, and then you stay connected through your social contacts. So
so if like we're not here talking right now, like I'm doing to you guys, like we can be online. Just like if you do like messages and other stuff or video calls like that, like you see them or hear them, it's just social media. Just like snap, take a photo, and talk about it.
And it was very interesting because you were following some, and others were following you from that area, and it was the first time that you were ever really meeting them, and it was kind of neat that they were.
Yeah, some people
there.
I just met online, like randomly, and then we see them in like real life, and I'm like, oh my god.
You know what I also found interesting is that I looked and saw somebody, when somebody was already following you and they were standing next to someone else that wasn't, and all of a sudden their face was just like, what do you mean you follow this little girl, right? But all of a sudden, they see the account, they see what you're
Yeah,
about.
like even like the friends, like if one person follows and you have other friends that don't know like that existed, like, hey, she's like a pro Star.
So it's pro
Like,
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars
absolutely.
fan.
Anyone that's a Star Wars fan, you need to be following Max Rebo on every platform you're
Whoever's
on.
listening, follow at Max Bebo.
Yeah.
Follow at Max Bebo. MaxRebo. Follow now.
Right.
On every
And go ahead
social
and follow on this channel too. On this channel, Mackenzie's going to be posting a lot of videos of her experiences at cons, anything that has to do with Star Wars.
Even opening toys.
Or collectibles.
I have
Collectibles, toys, reviews, right?
You have so many collectibles that nobody really has seen because we haven't featured too much on your Instagram account or even Facebook. Yeah. It's been so this we're gonna try our best, right? Because it's hard. But we'll do it.
But we love Star Wars, and so you're gonna go on your platforms, on your channels, and just show all the great things and show your love and the experience that you
love everything.
And what Star Wars means to you and what the actors that portray these characters.
Because how long were you begging for us to do this for you? You wanted your own account, right?
Yeah, because when I was little, like YouTube was like a big thing. I used to always watch YouTube, and I was like, well, I love watching it. Why can't we have like a Star Wars family like YouTube channel? Like we have another one that was all about trains. And we were Star Wars fans, but we got this big logo and we wanted to show people, so we did all our Red Train Fanatics. Sorry, spoiler, that was the name. So we posted on the train thing, and like some people we only love trains, like we don't know Star Wars. And so we were like, okay. And then when we were at New York Comic Con, like this person says, like she dresses up as all these characters, like some people that are on like.
Yeah. So that's amazing that the people that we met, right? The great people that we meet when we're waiting online to
we just,
get
like,
autographs.
Make friends,
We make friends. Everyone loves if they're standing on the same lines we are, they're obviously Star Wars fans.
Like some people are big on Star Wars, like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Like if people don't know, like they don't know Star Wars, like you can always know.
Right. And and so September, or October, this fall, when we go to New York Comic Con again, that's going to mark the 1-year anniversary of the launch of your Instagram channel, which started it all, and seeing how so many people love, your interaction and your experiences with the Star Wars community, that's when you've expanded to other channels. So it's going to be great. So, go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already on the bottom, and hit that notification. And if you like what we experienced, or if you had any questions, she'd love to help answer them. So put your questions down below.